chicka wow wow. What's up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Eltivate Your Life. I am your hostess with the mostess. L as in the letter L, and key as in the key to your heart. Well, we are approaching the end of March. Today is Monday, March 30th. And I have various things I want to touch on this Mindful Monday. If you are new to the pod, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Elkie, as in Elkivate Your Life. And generally on Mondays, we talk about mindfulness and Mindful Mondays. And then Wednesdays are generally Wisdom Wellness Wednesdays. So anything that can fall under those parameters. Bear with me, everyone. For you new listeners, I have an autoimmune disease known as oral lichen planus, and this affects my mouth. Basically, various different things make it flare. Stress, foods, beverages, the main one is stress. So why it's still flared, I don't know. Maybe I ate something that my body didn't like today. Might have been those barbecue corn nuts. I had a handful because I hadn't eaten my breakfast and it wasn't quite lunchtime. And it was the only snack I had on me. I know. For those of you healthy eaters out there, not the best option. But it was either that or Smarties. And corn nuts were ahead of the Smarties. Anyway, so let's get into it. I'm a middle school special education aide by day and podcaster by night. And what do I want to talk about? Well, we all know that the weather has been wackadoodle crazy, right? Like here today, they were saying in our areas in Northern California that it was going to be up to 81 degrees. And then it turned into this weird gray. God, I hate to utter the words, but it's very reminiscent of stormy weather. Stormy weather. But also, uh, it's kind of giving off the vibes of earthquake vibes. And if you know, you know, especially if you live in California or anywhere where we have earthquakes. There's been a lot, especially in San Ramon. And I just want to share some not so fun facts with you. So I just was going through the news just to kind of highlight the things I was going to talk about today. And I read that this is the third quake in under a week that has stricken San Ramon, which is a nearby town. I guess there was a 2.5 magnitude earthquake that hit in San Ramon yesterday at 2:19 p.m. I didn't feel that one. I was poolside, chillaxing, going in and out of the pool and or hot tub, so I'm not sure how I missed it. But apparently it struck pretty close to here, west of El Costa, north of Montevideo. And I read that it was a depth of 9.2 kilometers, according to the USGS. Nearby residents reported they didn't really feel it that strongly. No injuries, no damage. But then they were just talking about, all the quakes that have hit since November, excuse me, including a 2.8 on March 23rd, a 3.0 March 24th. And they're just talking about the city sits along the Calaveras Fault, and several microfaults along the main fault result in swarms of quakes. When fluids like water or gas move through a complex web of cracks into tiny faults, it can trigger many dozens of small quakes in quick succession. Um, so why am I bringing this up? Well, it just got me thinking about all of the other things that I've kind of been talking about, which is, um, what are all of you doing to better prepare yourself? I've already asked about an earthquake kit. Do you have an earthquake kit in place? Um, but also, I'm wondering, and I didn't want to go down this road because I don't necessarily, I try to stay away from not negative topics, but just talking about, things that affect us. I try to keep it on the positive. But I've been thinking a lot lately, like, how is everybody dealing with inflation? All of these things that are going up, gas prices, groceries, tariffs. We're a lot of us are being affected by it unless you've moved to an island that is not impacted by these things. Uh, so I'm just wondering if anybody out there has any tips, tricks, ideas, suggestions. I know for the hubby and I, we've been taking on little odd jobs, side jobs. Obviously I want my podcast to become more lucrative. And unfortunately, recently I lost a couple subscribers. So, for all you loyal listeners out there, you can subscribe for as little as a cup of coffee or as much as a Happy Meal. So, it would mean a lot to my loyal listeners if you can help support, because where does this money go? Well, the money goes towards production costs. And I'd like to get to a point where I don't have to record it in the comforts of my kitchen, dining room, bedroom, take your pick, living room. I'd like to get to a point where I'm in a studio and I'm on camera. I was doing my recordings on camera, and unfortunately, my tripod broke. And so, and with us being on strike earlier this month, that I took a big hit, a big loss. I was out of work for a week. So, yeah, won't be getting the tripod probably until next month. So, until then, I don't have a way to record video and audio. So, sorry about that, folks. But I'm just wondering, what is everybody out there doing to adapt to these increases? Are you taking on a second job? Are you shopping at a different grocery store? Are you using an app to get cheaper gas? These are some of the things that the hubby and I are looking at. Um, all of the above, actually. using various different coupons and apps to get discounts on gas, looking for cheaper grocery stores, and yeah, taking on extra side jobs and odd jobs until we hit the lottery or my podcast takes off. So I would love to hear your feedback out there. Would love to know, what are you doing to get ahead? Or are you moving to another country or another state? Um, yeah, those are the things that are on my mind today on this Mindful Monday. So would love to hear your thoughts, ideas, your tips, your tricks, your suggestions. Maybe you're doing something that we haven't thought of yet, other than leaving the country. But we all are, consolidating the things we can consolidate, cutting back where we can cut back, not traveling as much, eating less food, uh, looking for a more affordable grocery store, and yeah, taking on extra jobs, even selling things on Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace. So that's what I have for you today. One, are you affected by earthquakes? Do you have an earthquake plan in place, an emergency kit? I feel like the more I read these and look outside and observe the weather, I'm like, we really need to have an emergency kit. And I talked about that once before, but we really do. um, but also, yes, it's just been weighing heavy on my mind. How are people adapting, adjusting, pivoting to the gas increases, the grocery hikes? What are you doing? I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, I like to give a shout out to my loyal subscribers, Kyle Few. Thank you so much. Kyle Few, the author of Commitment to Love, Love is a Verb. It can be found on Amazon. Check it out. Jeff Para, namaste. Thank you for being a loyal listener and subscriber. I appreciate you. Hope all is well with you, friend. Lisa Roberts Curbello, thank you for being a loyal subscriber and friend. Hope to see you at my jewelry party. You haven't RSVP'd. And Mike Kaufman, thank you. Thank you for being a loyal subscriber. Angie Germer, thank you so much for being a loyal subscriber. Not sure if you listen. I haven't seen any comments from you in a while. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Um, Creative Kara, thank you for being a loyal listener and commenter. Shout out to Dory and Travis, who continue to listen, not necessarily comment, but listen and share feedback to me personally. It's really all I got for today, guys. I'm sorry, but my mouth is not in the greatest place today. And that sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? What I mean to say is it's hard for me to talk today. And it's getting worse by the minute. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Please remember to, if this resonated with you, if you liked it, please remember to click the thumbs up button and give it a like. And if you know somebody that would appreciate this information or this pod, please share with them. Otherwise, if you have any comments to share about what you're doing to adapt, adjust, or pivot, or if you have an earthquake emergency kit in place. I would love to hear what all of you loyal listeners or new listeners have to say. Until Wisdom Wellness Wednesday, thank you for tuning in and ciao for now.